Hi, Bill from CJ Pony Parts. Today we're going to show you how to replace the taillights in your 67 or 68 Mustang. The installation for both years is going to be the same. The difference is going to be in these bezels. Your 67 is shown here. It's going to have an all chrome surround. Your 68 is going to have a black insert, but it's the exact same piece. At the same time, we're going to upgrade to these Scott Drake 3-light inserts, which go into the factory taillight housings. If you look at the factory housing, you'll see it's a single bulb. When shining through a large lens such as this, it's not very bright. But you upgrade to the much brighter 3-light setup, it's not going to be a cosmetic upgrade, it's going to be a safety one as well. For this installation, you'll need a 1/4-inch ratchet, an 11/32 socket, Phillips head screwdriver, crimping tool with solderless connects or a soldering iron with solder, wire strippers, and a multimeter. We're going to be installing our taillights on this 67 Mustang. The original lights have the typical wear and tear seen on an older car, making it a perfect candidate for an upgrade. First step is to open up your trunk to access the taillights. First step is to remove the factory taillight bulb. It's held in place by springs, which just give it a little bit of a shake and it'll pop right out. This bulb is all that currently powers our taillight. Upgraded to the Scott Drake 3 lights, we should see a significant improvement in light output. Taillight bezels are held on by these studs that go through the taillight body. It's going to be one stud top and bottom for each with a retaining nut. We want to remove those, so we can take the bezels off and remove our housing. Many times when you go to remove the nut, the whole stud will actually come out of the bezel. This is perfectly normal, it's nothing to worry about. Now that we remove the studs, we can remove our original bezels. Now can we remove our taillight body. It's been on here for a while, the seal might stick. It's usually easier to push the lens from the outside and pop it through. You can see by the condition of our gasket and the corrosion starting on our taillight body, it's a good time for an upgrade. We're going to be using all new parts for our installation. We're still going to show you how to take apart your original in case you're only replacing a couple pieces. First step is to remove the large thick gasket. You want to pull on the corner a little bit to get it loose, possibly use a screwdriver, pry on the edge to get a good grip on it. And remove it. Now we'll remove the 6 screws that are holding in the lens. And remove your lens. Now we're going to start assembling our new taillight assembly. You want to make sure you have the taillight assembly in the proper position before you install it. The part that sticks out the furthest is going to be the top, so make sure you install the lights facing up. First step is going to be to install your Scott Drake 3-light conversion. Twist all the wires together, make it easier to put through the hole in the back of the taillight body. Next we'll install our taillight gasket. Just lays over the bottom of the body. Now we'll install our taillight lens. Again, make sure the lens is installed with the contour matching the contour of the body. Now we're going to install the screws that hold the lens to the body. Your 2 outside ones are going to go through the lens, the gasket, the taillight conversion, and then into the body. It may be difficult to line them up. You may want to use a pick just to get everything aligned before you try to put your screw in. You want to get these screws snug. You don't want to over tighten them since you're screwing in the plastic. Once you finish installing the 6 screws that hold the lens to the body, you're ready for the body gasket. The body gasket's going to have 6 holes here. These are where the studs from the bezels are going to go through to the body. You want to make sure before you install it that the holes are punched through using a punch. Again, you want to make sure you install the body gasket with the proper contour, matching up to the side of the taillight body. You want to get it seated as far down as possible. Don't worry if the edge is up a little bit or this sticking up here. As soon as we attach it to the body, all this will flatten out. Since we now have a harness coming through the back of our taillight body where the original bulb was going to be, you want to install a grommet. Scott Drake provides the grommet with their kit. The grommet's solid. You'll want to cut a small X or a small circle in the center to fish the wires through. Now I want to get the bezels ready to be installed. I'm going to make sure the gasket is seated properly. Install the threaded rods into the bezels. Now we're ready to reinstall our housings and our bezels. I usually find it easier to put the middle bezel in first and grab your taillight body, line it up. Put the nuts on lightly just to hold it in place. Install the other bezels. Make sure your gasket's seated. And once everything is in place, then you can grab your socket and tighten down the nuts. Now we need to wire up the 3 bulbs. You separate the 2 out. All your red wire is going to go to your parking light wiring. All your colored wires are going to go to the wire that runs your brake lights as well as your turn signals. We cut off the factory taillight plug, leaving us with this black wire and this green wire with the red stripe. We need to figure out which one we need to connect to which side of our taillight. You want to turn on your meter. I'm going to see which one of these 2 wires is getting 12 volts with the parking lights turned on. Check the green wire. See, we're getting 26. That's the wrong one. Check our black wire. Confirm we're getting 12 volts. That's one we're going to connect to our parking lights, meaning the other one is going to be for our brake lights and our turn signals. While it's never a bad idea to solder all your connections, in the case of our taillight wiring, a solderless connector will work just fine. At this time, we've only installed the 3-light conversion on the driver's side, so you can really see the difference between the driver and the passenger single bulb conversion. For starters, your parking lights are going to be much brighter. In addition, the brake lights, as well as the turn signals, will be noticeably brighter. As you can see, simply changing out the bezels and the lenses made a huge cosmetic upgrade for the back of our Mustang. With the addition of the Scott Drake 3-light conversion, not only are we getting a cosmetic upgrade, we're getting a safety one as well. Installation should only take you between 1 and 2 hours, so you'll be back on the road in no time.